Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. So how can you get your wig to look as natural as possible? First and foremost, I want to say that when we're trying to look natural, and I'm only going to speak for myself, okay? I'm going to speak for myself. When I'm trying to look natural while wearing a unit, it's not to fool you. It's to just come out looking my absolute best. I just want to look nice, natural, and look my best, okay? I don't want to bring too much attention to my head. I just want to blend in with the world and just look natural and feel my absolute best when I'm out in public. So this episode is about looking natural as possible. And one of the ways I feel you can look really natural with a unit is not to expose so much of the lace. There are a lot of units that have from different companies that have different types of lace, from the most inexpensive to very expensive. And I won't get into too much detail about that today, but the better quality of the lace, the better it looks. It's not going to look like your scalp, but it will look, blend in, look a little bit better. Now, the ultimate look would be to get a custom unit made and have a silk-based top. And a silk-based top, it mimics skin more than what lace could ever do. Because even when you look closely, even if you look at units that have the knots, where they quote unquote invisible knots, you can still tell that it doesn't mimic the scalp as much as it would if you had a silk top. And nothing will mimic your skin, okay? So let's be real. But we're not trying to do that. The only thing I'm just suggesting is that you try to look as natural as you can, if that is your choice, if that's what you want. No, we're just speaking of if that's what you want. If that's not what you like, if that's not your cup of tea, then that's fine, okay? I'm mainly speaking to those out there who have been searching and who have been trying to find tips on how to make their unit look their absolute natural as possible. Okay, so now that I covered that, another thing that I think that helps a unit to look very natural is to get rid of the part. You don't have to have a definite part in the hair, especially if the lace is not of great quality. Then don't have the part, a deep part in it. That really helps with it looking a little bit natural. The other thing that helps a unit look natural is to not tweeze the part. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, but when I see a wide open, almost near bald part in the top of a unit, it does not look very natural. And then again, this can also be my opinion, but it just doesn't look natural. When I first started noticing that my hairstylist noticed that I had the beginning stages of alopecia. That's one of the telltale signs, is that your parting starts to become very wide. So if your parting becomes very wide, that's not really natural on biological hair. So when you wear a unit and you widen the part, you're just exposing more of the lace. I've never done that before. I absolutely forgot that I had my phone near me. But anyway, you're exposing more of the lace and it just doesn't scream natural. It's just not natural. All right. The other thing is not to eliminate all of your flyaways. Our natural biological hair has a lot of flyaways in it. And so when you see a unit that's just laying absolutely perfect and is not showing any types of flyaways, it's coming off as just too perfect, then it kind of gives off a sign that it's not natural looking. And so, you know, unless you have like a slick back ponytail, you're trying to do, you know, actually try to get our own biological hair slick and laid down and all that good stuff, that's a little bit different, because who wants to have a slick back with a lot of fuzz everywhere? Or getting rid of all the stray hairs just screams unnatural. And speaking of slick backs and smoothing, I love this new product. It's new to me, by Luster's. It's a Renutrients Slick Stick. So when I want my hair to be slick, or if I want to get rid of some of the flyaways, then I use that. You have to use it rather lightly, because you can see the wax on your hair when you use it. So if you use it really heavily, you're definitely going to see the area where you use the stick. The other thing that I think would make your hair look natural is wearing natural colors. Natural colors usually give off the look of being like natural, like you just dyed your hair. Like for instance, this is an ombre unit. And you remember, if you're watching me and you are 40 and up, you probably remember from high school when, you know, I'll say during my time in high school, if your color started to grow out, like they say your roots are showing, back then it was frowned upon. You always had to go get a touch up because you did not want your roots to show. I'm not really sure exactly when it started being okay to show the roots, but the dark roots actually give a unit a more natural look. Another way that helps prevent your unit from looking unnatural is to not wear synthetic units, especially the very, very inexpensive synthetic units. They just give off cosplay, you know, costume wig. Although I will say, a lot of synthetic units have such beautiful hairstyles, and the reason being is because they aren't real human hair. You know, a lot of people say this is not human hair, that you cannot get human hair, so that's another story. But if it's not looking like the texture of human hair, synthetic hair holds a style much better. And that's the reason why a lot of people like to gravitate towards them. Not to mention they're inexpensive, so you can just buy a lot of them. So that's it for today's Real Hair Talk. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you again.